Good evening, YouTubers. Victorinox fan here with a Victorinox knife review. I know, I still do these. Yeah, I picked this up in Geneva, Switzerland during my shenanigans and my travels throughout that region, and I have to say it's a pretty cool knife. Oh, that sheath was extra, but yeah, I picked this up when I was backpacking, and in Geneva I stumbled across the flagship store. Now, I was meaning to look that store up, but turns out I just ran into it by luck, and I decided to go in and buy something. This knife in particular. This is the Cybertool 34, and overall I think it's a pretty cool multi-tool. It's got some good features, some not so useful features, which is why, you know, if I had to go back and buy, I'd probably buy the 29. But it is still a pretty competent multi-tool, and I'll show what it has so, you know, you can make your own decisions. Oh yeah, you can get it engraved there, so I got my name in there. You got your, you know, the whatever mystery steel Victorinox uses that just seems to work very well with a great geometry. I tell you, this blade, it cuts. Let me just show you right now. Let me get some wood. Okay, this is awkward, but this is that boring ass, you know, Victorinox Swiss blade. The thin geometry works. Let me show you a favorite, the VCP. Oh, whoops. Yeah, the VCP can take a little bit deeper, but it's usually, the VCP is not a lot deeper. And this is really funny. Now, this is treated wood, but I mean, the thin blade that Victorinox uses cuts very well. That's all there is to it. You've got a secondary pen blade. You've got your can opener. I'll get to that as well. As well as you got your, what do you call? No, what am I talking about? Bottle opener and can opener. Jeez, I'm off it today. Then you also have, you know, what else is there? You've got scissors. Nice scissors. I don't use these a ton, but they're nice to have. That's nice. What else? You've got an awl, which I can't get out. There you go. I do prefer the awl on, let's say, some of the ALOX models, like the Pioneer, but this does the job. Now comes the contender for the worst and most useless fucking tools Victorinox has ever added. This little hook thingamabob. You're supposed to use it like to carry, I guess, like, you know, bags that are tied with, I guess, yarn or like, you know, jute rope or something. I don't know. If you actually use this, please let me know. I've never seen anyone actually comment being able to use it. The handy corkscrew, and this extremely handy little small Phillips screwdriver, which is perfect for adjusting glasses. So that's actually really handy to have in the room, because sometimes you do need to adjust your glasses, and for those visually impaired folks. So, well, not visually impaired, but you get what I'm saying. What else is there? Right, the one of the 2 stars of this multi-tool are the pliers. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not a huge fan of these pliers. Not that they're, you know, awful, but they're not very heavy duty. They're kind of like, you know, Leatherman squirt pliers. Not like, you know, the Leatherman Wave with like big heavy duty pliers. And whenever I do need a set of pliers, I tend to need something on the heavy duty side, so these never get used. Which is why I sometimes feel that maybe if I went with the 29, I'd probably be, you know, I'd remove an entire layer and of this knife, and I'd remove a tool that I have really no use for. But here's what I really wanted to talk about. The star of it. This little screwdriver. Now you might be thinking, well, you know, screwdrivers with bits is nothing special, right? I mean, Leatherman does that. And they do a fantastic job. Their bits are like the pseudo 3D. They're not like a full, like, you know, 3D bit. You can have the option of carrying multiples, but very many different types of bits. But I think this is still a very useful, compact system with the most essential ones. Now, I mentioned I wanted to talk about this little flathead screwdriver, because this screwdriver here and the flathead here essentially make what is my knife disassembly kit. So all of my Emersons, like my Roadhouse, my Mini A100, all of the Emersons can be disassembled with this flathead and this Phillips. I can take them apart, everything, even the pocket clip screws. I can literally just put that back in there, flip it out, pull out this bit, and now I can, well, immediately, this is more complicated looking through the viewfinder, but now I can disassemble a small Sabenza, a large Sabenza, my Les George VECP, and tighten up the Benchmade pivot. It's just a general good overall size tool, good size Torx bit to handle most of the Torx drivers or Torx bits that are in the in our knives. So that just makes it really handy, and in fact that's what I use this for. It takes apart and tightens and adjusts all of my pocket knives, and it's really handy to have that just on your drawer. Grab it, open it, tighten, put it away, and at the same time know that it's not just a screwdriver, it can do more things. So that's pretty much all I have to say about this knife. It's a handy dandy little funky tool. Pliers are kind of useless for me, but that may vary for you. If you really don't have a use for them, look at the 29. But I mean, I don't have to say anything about build quality. It kicks ass as usual. These guys know what they're doing. They've been doing it for years, and there's a reason why they're so ubiquitous. So check it out. It's a handy little handy. Wow, I am really impaired today. Handy little tool, and you might just like it. Peace, guys. Have a good one. See you around.